here with Robb. Robb is a distinguished author of Teaching Reading, a Differentiated Approach, and she's working with Amherst County teachers today on how to become better teachers and implement more strategies in their classroom designed to get kids into great books. So Mrs. Robb, I thought we would begin talking a little bit about reading instruction, and what is it that you feel teachers need in today's time to teach reading instruction?
Okay, that's a big question, but what they need is a variety of books, not one book for the whole class, but books that meet each child at his or her instructional level. I've been in classes all over the country, and I've taught for more than 43 years, and I've never had a class where everybody was at the same instructional level. And unless we take kids where they are and we build their reading power and skill and stamina, they will go backwards. They won't improve. The other thing teachers need is a rich classroom library, because the research shows that our children need to practice read 60 minutes a day. Books that are fun and easy. I always tell teachers and parents, think about the books you take on vacation. A nice magazine, a mystery, or a romance, something that is fun and easy. That's what practice reading is. We know that it's very much like the football team or the soccer team. If they don't practice, they're not going to win. If we don't practice reading, we're not going to develop the brain and the motion of the eye, and we're not going to develop fluency. So I always say 30 minutes of reading at night at home or when you come home from school, and 30 minutes spread out during the school day.
As teachers are leaving here today, what advice would you have for them for implementing or taking these next steps?
Okay. I recommended to teachers that there were certain things we did, like using the read aloud to teach reading, to instruct reading, teaching children how to set up journals, how to take notes before they write. But if they were going to implement a unit of study, they needed to do some what I call big picture planning. Really get into the details of what they're going to do and think it through. And I recommended that all of them form study groups to study the binder, the book. They've gotten 2 books, and then they need to study books by other people. They need to have a lot of background knowledge so that when they make decisions, those decisions are backed by solid research and information.
What errors do you see teachers making frequently in their reading instruction today?
Okay, you know, I prefer not to call them errors. I think a lot of us haven't had in college good methods classes on how to teach reading. And in defense even of the colleges and universities, in the last 15 years we have learned so much about reading instruction through research all over the country and the world in English-speaking countries. So what I would like teachers to abandon is round robin or popcorn reading, where kids read aloud, because it slows them down, it creates a lot of problems. They become dependent on hearing text, they don't develop that inner voice inside of their head. And I would like teachers to not use one text for all children. And we discussed how you could accommodate the Harcourt basal that everybody has. Those kids who can read those stories should use them. Then we find books for the children on a higher reading level or a lower reading level on the same genre, and we let them learn there. What I want to make clear to teachers and parents is that if I have a student in 5th grade reading on a 3rd grade instructional level, they are thinking like a 5th grader, they're learning 5th grade strategies, they're writing about reading like a 5th grader, but using a book they can read. If they can't read a book and they don't read, they will go backwards. A lot of times teachers accommodate and read the book out loud. That is not reading, that's listening. We know that to become a better reader, you need to read. read, read, and read more. And a variety of texts. I want your kids to read magazines. I want them to read on the internet. I want them to read graphic novels, which is a fancy word for comics, that's fine. But I want them to read wonderful fiction, nonfiction, drama, everything they can get their hands on. I want parents to take their kids to the library, and I want kids to have access to books in school. I told the teachers today that during instructional reading, I wanted a stack of 2 or 3 independent reading books on every child's desk so that if they finished their instructional work, they immediately went to their independent reading. There is no magic bullet or worksheet or workbook or program that will make a child a better reader. It's simply read to become a better reader, but you need to think about the text at high levels, know just factual information.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your contribution.
Definition of reading.
Well, I was wondering if you have a definition for reading.
Yes, I do. For me, reading is what the reader brings to a text first. So background knowledge is key. The amount of experiences, the amount of reading, the amount of vocabulary your child has everything to do with the amount your child comprehends. Comprehension is getting the gist of the book, the information in the book. If we teach kids at their instructional level, we know that they will get that information as long as they have the background knowledge. Our job is to give them the strategies, to give them the issues, the high-level questions that help them use that book to create new understandings about themselves, about the world, about their community.
Wonderful. I think you're right on. You've contributed so much to the field of teaching and professional development. Are there any other thoughts you have for us as we're wrapping up here?
Yes. I think when you said the word professional development, teachers are professionals just as doctors are and lawyers and dentists. We need to constantly update our knowledge. You can have people like me come in. You don't need that all the time. Teachers at the building level need to form study groups where they read professional journal material or books and discuss them, where they also bring in students' work. I'm really big on bringing some representative journal pages or pieces of writing and looking at what we can learn to become better teachers from what students do.
Thank you so much for your time
Thank you.
today. Thank you for your dedication to teachers and to learning. We're all learners and we're all on this journey.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your contributions to being here in Amherst County.
Well, thank you for being so welcoming. I've enjoyed working with your teachers. They are wonderful and they care so much about the children.